Hello, everyone, and welcome to our WLUK Fox 11 one-on-one YouTube series with Packers safety Kitan Oladapo. Run game wasn't great against the Ravens. How much of that is Derrick Henry is just a really tough dude to tackle?
I'll split in half. He's a really good back. I mean, I gave him the ball 36 times.
Yeah.
But I think as a defense, you always put on yourself. Their O-line was blocking well, but it's always on us to be more gap sound and be better tacklers. How
do you make sure what happened against Baltimore doesn't happen against Minnesota and doesn't happen in the postseason?
I think it's attention to detail for our alignments, and I think it's just running our feet and knifing guys down.
Is that a simple fix, would you say?
You can say it's simple, but when you're going out there and there's a 240-pound back running at you, it's not as simple. But I think with practice, working on our angles, working on our tackling, and just locking into what our assignments are in different fronts.
How do you prepare for a game, a Week 18 game, that in all purposes doesn't really mean anything because you're locked into the 7th seed? You want to win every game, but how do you make sure your mindset doesn't change?
I think you just treat it as another week, a faceless opponent going out there trying to get better and get ready for the playoffs, because we can't have games like this in the playoffs or we'll be back here in Green Bay.
Yeah, and what's the key to getting momentum? Like, do you believe in momentum? Some people do, some people don't.
During games, I do believe in momentum. Throughout weeks, I do not believe in.
Okay, so you think like even if you lose to Minnesota and you're on a 4-game losing streak going into the postseason, that doesn't matter once you get to the game?
I think it's whatever. When you wake up, is your piss hot, and are you going to execute today? Throughout the games, there is momentums. If they block a kick, or they're getting a lot of first downs, or if they, we're not converting. I think there is momentums throughout a game. But personally, I feel like it's up to you to momentum from last week. Like this, the day's over. Like it's a new day.
We don't obviously know how many starters at all. You only have 53 guys on the roster, so guys are going to have to play.
Yeah.
How do you approach that, like mindset-wise, knowing that I might play more than I usually do?
I just take it as another week. Always excited for my opportunity to go out there and play with my teammates. But I think guys are treating it as another week just to get better and just prepare for the playoffs.
I know Matt LaFleur always preaches 1-0, so we're not looking forward to Chicago. We're not looking forward to Philadelphia. Do you think, though, that once you get to the playoffs, it will help because you've played them both this year?
For sure. And I feel like, especially when you play a team the second time, you see what they did well, and they're going to come back to those plays that had success on. So,
are those Bears games fun? You like those games?
I do. They're rowdy. They're a little chippy, and we love them.
Have you ever seen a guy crowd surf like it happened in Chicago on that the first kickoff?
I have not, and that was actually the craziest thing when I made eye contact with Bo in the air, and I was like, Are you good, bro? And then some Bears player jumped on the pod. No, that was wild.
We're watching it in the press box, and you're like, he like literally just surfed.
Yeah, and then we started pushing the pile, and I was like, I don't know how far this is going to go, but no, that was a fun way to start the game.
What is that rivalry like? You mentioned it's chippy. Is it over the top? Is it kind of, how would you describe it?
Nah, I think players, coaches have a little more energy, for that week. They're looking forward to that. So I think it's a good rivalry.
If it is Chicago, is there like hey, we want to end their season?
For sure. We're going to have a bigger chip on our shoulder playing them, for sure.
But I would imagine there's probably a similar chip on their shoulder if it is the Eagles.
It's the Eagles, and we really got to get our lick back from the Eagles, because we're like 0-3 to them in the last 2 years. So I'm looking forward to either opponent.
What have you seen on tape so far from what you've watched of the Vikings?
I think they simplified it a little bit, with this backup quarterback being in. They're still trying to get, they're running the ball a little bit more. With their receivers, they have Addison, they have Jefferson, and Hawkinson. So those are guys we gotta stop.
Should be interesting to see where the Packers go for the wild card round of the playoffs. Thanks for watching our WLUK one-on-one YouTube series for Kitan Oladapo. I'm Ryan Wing. Make sure to like and subscribe.